in the stage. Hamlin had lost power, recycled it, tried to get it restarted, and then something internal. You saw those flames coming out the tailpipe and then everywhere.
Well, then I mean, obviously, I think it had to have been oil because that's what got on.
What a wild weekend it was for Denny Hamlin at the Würth 400 in Texas. From a fiery engine explosion to an explosive clash with NASCAR officials, Hamlin found himself in the center of multiple dramas. The Joe Gibbs Racing driver made headlines not just for his dramatic car fire, but also for standing up to NASCAR over proposed all-star race rules. But before we dive into Hamlin's fiery incidents both on and off the track, let's look at the incredible race that unfolded at Texas Motor Speedway. Joey Logano pulled off what might be the most impressive comeback of the 2025 NASCAR season so far at Texas, starting from 27th position, the worst starting position he's ever had in a race. He's gone on to win. Logano methodically worked his way forward at a track notorious for being difficult to pass on. The 1.5-mile Texas Motor Speedway, with its treacherous bump between turns 3 and 4, has claimed plenty of victims over the years. Sunday's race was pure chaos, with 12 cautions and numerous DNFs. Despite all this, the Team Penske driver remained unfazed, keeping his eyes firmly on the prize. As the overtime laps wound down, Logano executed perfect moves when they mattered most, passing Ryan Blaney to take the lead. He may have only led 7 laps all day, but they were the right ones. In the end, just 0.346 seconds separated him from Ross Chastain's number 1 Chevy in second place. After being disqualified at Talladega the previous week due to a missing bolt in the rear spoiler, this victory was the perfect redemption for the reigning Cup Series champion. This marks the 37th win of Logano's career, and it came at a critical time as he hadn't even secured a top 5 finish before this race. Here's where things get interesting. While many fans criticized Logano's win on social media, Denny Hamlin came to his competitor's defense during his Actions Detrimental podcast. Hamlin offered a passionate defense of Logano's racing strategy and skill.
And getting better. So he started in the back, methodically just made his way towards the front. And I got to watch it firsthand. While people want to poo-poo on social media of, Joey backed into this one, and I would say heads up. I don't know that he had a car that was that different than Kyle Larson.
The veteran driver continued his praise.
But Joey made passes. He passed a couple cars each run. He had good restarts. And he got to the top 5 on speed. Like it was no accident whatsoever. And so
Hamlin pointed out that 27th is the worst position Logano has ever started in a Cup race that he went on to win. He noted how Logano patiently gained track positions throughout the race, finishing 9th by the end of Stage 2. I think he capitalized. He made the move to win the race. There were a few laps to go. He is the one that set up Michael McDowell, chose to run the line that he did, made a great move on turn 2 and cleared him into 3. It was just some good old driving.
I think he capitalized. He made the move to win the race. There were the few laps to go. He's the one that set up Michael McDowell, chose the line he did, made a great move on him off of turn 2 and cleared him into 3. It was just some good old driving.
He even compared Logano's performance to Kyle Larson, who led a race-high 90 laps but struggled to pull away from other drivers on restarts, something Logano handled masterfully. I don't know if he had a car that was that different from Kyle Larson. Kyle couldn't pull away from anyone when he was in the race lead.
But he is winning, so he's optimizing his days is good or better than anyone. But yesterday, I thought that it was as legit as any of the wins that I've seen him have in his career.
This was particularly evident when Larson lost the lead to McDowell on one restart and couldn't regain it, while Logano managed to make the passes when needed. Hamlin summed up his thoughts on Logano's performance with high praise. He's optimizing his days as good or better than anyone. Yesterday, I thought that it was as legit as any of the wins that I've seen him have in his career. Now to the dramatic moment that had NASCAR fans holding their breath. On lap 75 of the Würth 400, Denny Hamlin's number 11 Toyota suddenly erupted in flames following an engine failure. It was a largely uneventful start to the first stage, But everything changed when Hamlin experienced an engine blowout. He immediately took to the inside of the track, attempting to bring his car back to the garage. That's when flames began shooting out from underneath his vehicle. The scenes were truly dramatic as Hamlin was forced to park and quickly exit as black smoke engulfed his Toyota. Safety crews rushed to the scene, and fortunately, Hamlin emerged unharmed from what could have been a dangerous situation. NASCAR confirmed during the race broadcast that Hamlin had been evaluated and released from the infield medical center without injury. Despite the frightening nature of the incident, the veteran driver maintained his composure throughout. Over the radio, he even joked to his crew chief, "Well, that was fun, fellas." This fiery exit meant Hamlin was classified 38th in the race results, ending his impressive 21-race streak of finishing on the lead lap. Despite this setback, he still retained third place in the Cup Series, standings behind William Byron and Kyle Larson. What makes this incident even more remarkable? Hamlin admitted he didn't even realize his car was on fire until after he stopped. On his podcast, Hamlin shared his real-time experience of the frightening moment. "Not until I stopped, truthfully. I didn't feel anything until I stopped. A lot of it is because the wind was pushing it back behind the car. But the smoke got bad really quick. Like when I came to a stop, that's when the smoke started getting me pretty good."
Which is, I don't know, I guess maybe it's a durability thing.
When did you know you were on fire like that?
Not till I stopped, truthfully. Yeah, I didn't feel anything until I stopped. A lot of it is because the wind was pushing it back behind the car. But the smoke got bad really quick. Like when I came to a stop, that's when the smoke started getting me.
The 44-year-old driver offered insight into what happened as the engine failed. "I just knew that it changed tones one lap before, and then it started dying like it was running out of fuel."
But you weren't sure if it was your car.
No, I just knew that it changed tones one lap before, and then it started dying like it was running out of fuel.
Hamlin noted that this was the third race on that particular engine, which might have contributed to the failure. Usually when they light themselves up like that, it just happens. I don't know. I guess maybe it's a durability thing.
Nothing. Usually when they light themselves up like that, it just happens.
When did you know
It
you
was
were?
a third race on that engine too, which is, I don't know, I guess maybe it's a durability thing.
When asked if he received any warning before the fire, Hamlin told reporters, "It missed for like 3/4 of the lap before. But other than that, no, nothing. They'll take it back and take a look at it." Interestingly, Hamlin intentionally tried to prevent the engine from detonating completely. "Why?" He explained, "I was trying to keep it off to keep it from full detonating. That was so they can diagnose exactly what happened to it. I didn't want to let it blow all the way. That way, we could at least take a look at it and try to figure it out. If you detonate a part, it's really hard for the manufacturer to figure out what broke first. The way it blew up, they'll be able to find out." Despite the scary nature of being in a flaming car, Hamlin remained pragmatic about the dangers. "You can feel the heat coming from where it's coming from, but it's the smoke is the one thing that I don't want to get in my lungs," and stuff like that.
Don't want to get burned. I mean, you can feel the heat coming from wherever it's coming from, but it's the smoke is the one thing that I don't want to get in my lungs and stuff like that. And you got the.
As if the engine fire wasn't enough trouble for one race, Hamlin also faced pit road issues earlier. A bizarre miscommunication with his team led to a costly penalty and lost track position before the engine even failed. Hamlin was penalized for speeding on pit road early in the race. The root cause? Too many people talking on the radio simultaneously, causing Hamlin to hear the Cowboys code word, which was confused with another code in the team's system.
In the stage, Hamlin had lost power, recycled it, tried to get it restarted, and then something internal. You saw those flames coming out the tailpipe and then everywhere.
Well, then obviously, I think it had to have been oil because that's what got on.
When later explaining the mishap to reporters, Hamlin was more diplomatic.
Miscue to not pit, wouldn't you guys?
Yeah, it's just miscommunication. Myself and the team, they gave me a code. It was way too close to another code, and I thought it was to stay out. And so we decided we had to come back in and keep it, put gas in it. So
this costly confusion resulted in Hamlin going down pit road at the wrong time. receiving a speeding penalty, and losing valuable track position, all before his engine would eventually burst into flames. Denny Hamlin's ongoing battle with the series' governing body continued prior to the Würth 400 as he forcefully reaffirmed his opposition to NASCAR's proposed Run What Ya Brung idea for the 2025 All-Star race. The controversial proposal would allow teams to run next-gen parts as a one-off exception, something that would be illegal at any other Cup Series race. NASCAR pitched it as a way to boost the short-track package at North Wilkesboro Speedway. But many teams pushed back against the suggestion. Hamlin, both a driver and team owner with 2311 Racing, has been among the most vocal opponents. He estimated the proposal would cost teams around $2 million to implement effectively, a criticism that NASCAR Communications Managing Director Mike Ford quickly countered, claiming it wouldn't cost teams a dime. When asked about Ford's pushback before the Texas race, Hamlin laughed dismissively. Hamlin, who is also involved in an antitrust lawsuit against NASCAR, added that the proposal had been surrounded by confusion from the beginning.